Welcome back to this another live session. Starting of the week, first session of the day. Little rainy day. Hope that should be okay. Hope that you guys ready for another trading week coming up. Very important week as end of the month and beginning another potentially big week as we are looking at the market with a changed sentiment, changed market structure. We see that at the end of the past week, there was a breakout on gold and breakdown on DXY. And we have seen the market currently started to trend again on the other side. So what kind of trade we can look for this week? I'm going to do a complete multi-time frame analysis before we go for any trade setup. As you know that we do live trade setup in this session along with the education. So this is a complete understanding of the market structure and also complete understanding of price action, how to trade in this changed market we'll be discussing, and also how to trade like a smart money that we do in every session. I would like to see that everybody here ready for another big trading week. Make sure guys you stay connected by joining the Telegram. You can find link below this video, and also don't hesitate to ask any question that you have. Use the live chat if you have any question to ask. That being said, let's begin today's session with first looking at, we might be able to look at dollar yen, Gbpjpy, and also we have gold. So which instrument you prefer to look me first, and I'll go in that way. Welcome. So what you want me to look at first? What do you guys are thinking? Gold or currency pairs that we will be looking at first? And some of the currency pairs as well currently showing the trend, such as British pound, US dollar, and euro dollar. So gold, Manali asked for gold. Anyone else as gold? You can write in the live chat. And then once we do the full analysis and potential trade setup, potential levels that you will be looking for entry, then we can look for other pairs as well. Welcome. Thanks for joining the live session. Also smash the like button. Welcome. Very good. I see gold. And anyone else gold to look at? And if you are looking at gold, also you'll be looking for trade setup on gold, and would like to see that where you guys also, if any trade that we are opening, highly appreciate if you do the proper risk management. Welcome. All right, cool. Let's look at here. Looking at gold first of all, and then slowly also we will be looking at currency pairs such as dollar yen, euro dollar, and British pound US dollar. Looking at gold here, and first let's look at the bigger picture again. As when you look at the bigger picture, we can see the smaller picture in detail to understand where the market potentially be heading. So let's first of all beginning with monthly chart to see overall picture in this market. Looking at monthly, as monthly chart is where we can see the overall direction in the market, where potentially the market be heading. And then we will slowly drop down to the weekly, daily, 4 hour, and dropping to 15 minutes and 5 minutes for an entry. Though there's a big difference between this time frame and that time frame, but it will give us a flow in the market. It will help us to understand the flow in the market, which way the market is heading. So that being said, here we can see that this is where the price maintaining that series of higher low, and where the market is maintaining that series of higher low, we can see this is the monthly price action, expecting the price is pushing back to the upside here on the monthly from this monthly support level. And if you look at what we see, that the market is maintaining that series of higher low on the monthly. So this is the monthly price action where the price is maintaining that series of higher low. And because the market is maintaining that series of higher low, you could see the price to go back up and push back to the upside potentially, because so far we see that at the end of the week, the market had a breakout on gold, which is showing that potentially the market may at least try to go back to hit that monthly high. So we are almost nearly to the end of the month, which is the 4.5 days remaining. That means one full week before the monthly close. And the question is, does this market going to hit that monthly high or coming back again to this monthly support level? That's what we are looking at in this live session, because if you apply the reasoning that we more often talk about, reasoning is very important as a trader. You need to be able to reason the reason of moving the price. So if you look at here the monthly price action, what do you see? Series of higher low and series of lower high. If you apply the logic that which way the market potentially should be going, the probability for the price to go to 3408 and 3280, what is the highest probability for the price to move to, right? For the price to go to the 3408, for me, it's 70 to 80% probability then the price to come back to 3280. This is how trading is. This is called the probability. The probability for the market. Why? Because if you look at here, what do you see? Series of higher low. And when the market is maintaining that series of higher low, you can see this is series of higher low and series of lower high. So when the price is here on a series of higher low and series of lower high, it is much more difficult for the seller to break this series of lower high than the breaking this series of higher high, because it's an uptrend. So we need to look at that the market is, because it's a bull market, you see, this is a very easy for the buyers to break that high than for the sellers to breaking that low, as it's a long-term bull market. So when we apply that principle, that we can see that the probability for the market now to go back to high is high than or higher than coming back to the low. So from the monthly, we can see the market potentially to be bullish. Now let's look at the weekly perspective here. Now from the weekly, what we can see that this is the weekly move here, which is pretty sharp bullish engulfer from the weekly. And with this weekly bullish engulfer on gold is basically a weekly bullish move. And because the market maintaining that weekly bullish candlestick pattern here, we have seen early there was a pullback on the weekly to this weekly support level, and now the market trying to push back here. So this is the monthly high that we are expecting the price to go ahead and retest before the monthly close, and this is the weekly low. Therefore, it is possible for the market before the monthly close to bounce back up to hit that high. So the probability for the market to go up is higher than the low. Let's look at the daily here. And from the daily perspective here, we can see this is the daily bullish engulfer. And because there is a daily bullish engulfer, you guys look at it, you can see this is the last day of trading week. There was a pretty sharp bullish impulse to the upside here on the daily. And with this bullish engulfer, and we can see that back to back there's daily bullish candle followed by smaller narrow red candle, crossed that low and then closed as another daily bullish candle here, right? So that's a completely upside bullish engulfer. 10 and 20 MA crossed over from each other. And what we can see after this daily close today, the market as expected drop back below. And here is the neckline, okay, so which is a bullish engulfer on the daily. And here is what we can see, this smaller red candle on the daily, which is liquidity zone, which is an important previous resistance and support. The market crossed from 10 and 20 MA. If you look at here, this is a crossover candle. Crossover candle is very important because this candle has confirmed that the fast EMA goes above than the slower EMA. Okay, that's pretty important move. And as the market is slowly trying to build up that pressure, we could see the price after this retest potentially to go back again to the upside here. Therefore, today's low is important as the market may test this daily low here, could bounce again back to the upside here. So where we can find potential entry for today, as it's a bull market currently, turned to a bull market after this strong breakout. The bias for us to look for potential buy here in this market. Now, let's look at here on the 4-hour chart. Now, coming down to this is called the top down approach. From the top to the bottom. Looking from the top is very important in every aspect. When you look at from the high, the low become very small. You know, there is exercise that there's a philosophy that they practice this exercise looking from the top, like looking at a bird's eye view. Then you'll see that everything is like a very small or tiny object. Even the tallest building become tiny. So that also reminds a person to the insignificance of the bigger things that we think that matters, but in fact sometimes doesn't. So in the market, in the same way, when you look at a bigger candle, a longer time frame, higher time frame, you can see the lower time frame is easily manageable. So that's why from top down to the bottom is important. If you look at the higher time frame, the monthly, and then coming down to the lower time frame, here is the 4-hour. Now we have come to, so this is the bounce that we have seen where the 4-hour 10 and 20 also crossed over from each other, which is in fact a potentially confirmation of a trend change, as long as the market is maintaining that bullish market structure. And so far, if you look at the 1-hour, you can see that the price was moving here in a very interesting curve structure. We could see that the market to break that low here and then to return back to the upside. So therefore, what we can expect here in this market for the price to come down, retest, and then to return again back to the upside. So that being said, today's level that we can see here is the price to test and then to return again. Let's look at the 15 minutes here. This is the lower time frame price action where we are looking at. In this lower time frame, the market is after this bull flag. This is a clean bull flag that we have seen, a break from that bull flag. Now coming to very lower time frame, here we can look for an entry if we see the market has moved as expected. You can see it's slowly turning to a bull market, which is the global trend at the moment is bullish. So which is very important to look at the global and local market structure. The global trend that you can see here is bullish. And because the global trend here we can see is bullish, okay, so if you look at here, you can see more market is maintaining that series of lower high and lower low, and here is a break from this bull flag pullback, and we can see the market is in fact maintaining that structure. So expecting the price potentially to now to come back here for an entry. So looking at daily low, today's low, now we are coming to especially to the very narrow area. Now we are at that level where the market is almost to the, when the market will reach that daily low, here is today's level 3359, 3360 is the daily low and also the 4-hour previous support level. There's another level that you can see here, this session's low, the market opened with a gap at 3364.50, also a crucial level. Now in what level we will be entering into the trade will determine how the market is coming to hit that level, which is the basis of all entry. We can't blindly pick a level because that level could break or that level could retain depending on how the market structure is hitting those levels. That being said, we are looking at today's the best level to look for at 3359, 3360 level. If we see one big candle hit the 3364 level, that's where we are looking at potential entry. Some of the important zone that we are looking at is here. If the market continues to rise, we will not be looking at entry in that area as we want to buy from the dip. That's our main goal in this entry. Welcome, and also join the Telegram. You can find the link that's given in the live chat. Also visit the website. Good morning. Welcome. The first link that you guys can see, it's the Telegram link where you can find education, daily trade update analysis, any other educational content that I'm posting every single day for the community to help them to grow together. So don't miss out any of this link. Visit the website also for more updated education as well as promotions that currently going on. So here is the zone that we can see the market to break below and then to come back down here. Now, as the first day of trading week, we need to look at a very important point from the daily, because this is the daily price action. Now, if you look at the top here, guys, these are the key points more often many traders ignore, but these are the key points that will change the way you look at the market. Here, as you can see, this is the gap open on the daily, and because there's a gap open here, the price did not test that level yet on the daily. So that means, going back to the 15 minutes here, this is the daily gap, right? So if you look at here is also the daily level. The possibility for the market to go to retest this daily gap is very high, because here's the daily open and the market straight dropped to that level, and this is the high later it reached, but it did not break this daily high. Therefore, if the market, these are reasoning that we talk about, if the market drop here without touching that high on the daily, if the market drop to this daily low, very high probability the market will go back to the daily high again. If the market goes from here without coming to the daily low, then the market may come back here, may not. But if the price drop to the daily low without testing the daily high, the chances for the price to go back to retest the daily high is more than 60 to 70%, because the overall market structure is bullish. And here is a massive breakout that you can see last day of trading week. The market has bounced back to the upside. So our entry criteria for today will remain bullish from any of these key level of support. Two important support that we will be looking at. One is at 3364.50, which is an important level of support. The market may test and then go back up again to retest the daily high, or we could see the market to break that 3359 or 3359.80 and then could bounce back to the daily high. So let's see that how the market is showing up. Based on the price action, we can adjust our entry as required. Good morning, welcome, Euro USD. So while we are looking at gold, so you'll keep the gold on the watch list. Here is the gold price, and if we look at the euro dollar and some of the currency pairs currently potentially showing that trading opportunity. Euro dollar also, we saw that there was a, like the gold, there was a strong breakout, and which is showing that potentially bullish price action. We have seen the DXY. If you guys look at DXY had a breakdown. This is the DXY breakdown here, which is pretty sharp break below on DXY, and that breakdown with a long bearish engulfer on DXY was a complete break below. We saw 10 and 20 crossed over from each other, and that's where you can see the market from the, if you look at the intraday on DXY, we can see there's a big drop here, pullback, and the market may remain so far bearish on DXY. And if the market remains bearish on DXY, so far we could see that euro dollar. Okay, so if you look at the euro dollar, just a mirror, and as there is a sharp breakout on euro dollar from here, we see that pullback to that support and back to back to 4-hour candle, expecting euro dollar to drop back below and then to return back. This could be the potential today's price action on euro dollar here, for the market to break below and then to return back again to the upside on euro dollar. So with that being said, as 10 and 20 may crossed over from each other on euro dollar, the market is here created a bounce and expecting euro dollar to break below and then to give potential move back to the upside. Here is the potential movement on euro dollar that we can look for entry once the price has done that false breakdown, because without breaking this daily low on euro dollar, very high chance the market will, for another retest, will come back below before it bounce back to the upside. And that's where the potential pattern entry opportunity on euro dollar, if the price drop to that level, is this current 4-hour candle is still remaining 1.5 hour to close. So euro dollar is here. So we'll keep that on watch list for a potential entry even in this lower time frame. If you look at the 15 minutes here, you can see that this market is trending, and that is where the price to potentially come back below here and then to revert back again to the upside. So keeping euro dollar on watch list, going back to gold again to see how the market is performing. Here is 15 minutes closed with also the 30 minutes closed back to back two dojis, which is maintaining that bullish market structure here. And looking at daily, again the price is approaching the daily high with a daily low here at 3359.80. Here is the level that looking for possible entry in this market. As the first day of trading week, we can see the market slowly showing a potential long-term directional bias. And more often we can understand the market structure from the move or the impulse that we can see here, because there's a saying that you can predict the day by looking at the morning, right? So how the market has created in the first place here can give an understanding of the next move potentially coming up. So looking at 15 minutes here, do you see that this is the 15 minutes move, right? And from here, it's a complete impulse starting from here till the end. And that impulse, if you look at, it's a complete break to the upside, followed by an ideal bull flag formation. Understanding pattern will give you a very clear understanding of, in fact, how the market moves. Or I would say that this is the navigation of the market. You need to look at in both way, like a combined structure, and also, I hope now the screen looks bigger, a combined structure, also individual candlestick pattern, bigger picture and also the smaller picture. Connecting the dot of these two level is the key, right? There's sometimes, that's why you say that, you see, there is always a relationship between the bigger and the smaller, right? If you look at the galaxy, what do you see on the picture? This is what you see, right? Now, same thing you can see on the microscopic level. If you look at an atom, you can see that the same thing. So, bigger and the smaller. Look at the brain scan, also you can see the same thing. So there is a relationship always, and it's sometimes called the self similar, right? They just replicate each other from low to the high or high to the low. So if you look at the market in the same way, the same pattern repeats over and over again, just a little bit in a different shape. Then how do you look at, or how do you understand when the market started its move for another flight, another structure creation? When you can identify those structure, for example, this is a bull flag, right? So the name has come from the flag, and it's a bullish flag, that's why it's a bull flag, right? Now when you see a bull flag, I'm not going to go long from here. Why? Because this is a regular structure, but it did not yet grab enough liquidity from the support level. Because as a rule of thumb, if you look at like this, it's applied in any time frame, any instrument. You look at that bull flag. Now in that bull flag, as a rule of thumb, it should be breaking below and trending back to the upside. You'll see that more often the market, without breaking the low, started to go back up and it come back down again, and then started to move back to the upside. So if you look at this bull flag here, what is missing here? It did not break this support. Therefore, a very high possibility for the market to come back, hit those levels, and then to trend back to the upside. That's how we can understand the potential movement in the market, the potentially which way the price is heading. So that being said, if you look at the 1 hour here, you can see this is also from the lower time frame, trying to break below, expecting it to come back here. And once we see the market has managed to drop back below, has managed to break this support level, we will be looking for that entry. We can say that euro dollar in the same way. If you look at coming to the support level that we discussed, if we look at the 15 minutes here, euro dollar. Now, if euro dollar coming directly to hit that level with this move, 1.1169 level, we can look for possible buy entry. But we would like to see that it's directly coming to hit that level with one single move. That's the key here, to look for a move without any proper pullback. Any fake move, you can more often spot that, and that is the most profitable way to trade the market. Look for the move that is not real, right? If you can spot those kind of move, you can take the bigger trade. Because what is on the formula, that is everyone can add 1 + 1 = 2, but very few questions. So if you look at the market, we all can understand the structure, but you need to ask questions that why the market moves the way it moves. Then you start to see the market differently. We will be looking for euro dollar entry only if this market moves directly to that level without any pullback. But here we will be looking in the same way on gold if the market directly hit that support level. We see that euro dollar start to move back. And that's where the market is coming to that support level. And that euro dollar move that we can see is possibly to this support level, expecting to come back here to grab the liquidity and then to potentially return back to the upside here. Now, some of the trade that we can see especially when there is the market grabs liquidity, we can see those move. And if EU moves to that point of interest in 4 to 5 moves, not in one single move, what does it mean? If Euro USD move to that point of interest in 4 to 5 moves, not in one single move, what does that mean? What is the significance of one single move and many moves? Okay. Now, first of all, I hope that the stream is going well. There is a little disconnection. If Euro USD move to that point of interest, 4 to 5 moves. Okay. There are two very important points. One thing is to answer that question very clearly. If euro dollar move to that point of interest, that means that level of interest that we are looking for buying or selling. If the market moves with one single move, okay, that one single move and also multiple moves, right? So the multiple moves also you can expect exactly the same kind of results if that move doesn't have any pullback. That's the secret. So what does that mean? Always think about that. When there is a pullback in a move, it's a healthy trend. Why does the pullback happen even in the first place? Let's understand that. Now the pullback is a healthy trend. So what does the pullback mean? Let's understand it, guys. This is education that you will find that rarely in any area. So if you look at a market had an impulse, why does that impulse happen? Because the buyers bought this market, right? And then what does that pullback mean is that profit taking. That means after this impulse, there is a profit taking. So when there is a profit taking, the market set for another move. That's a healthy trend. So which is maintaining that series of higher high and higher low, because those who have bought or invested, they have taken their profit, which is a healthy trend. And then once the price lowered, again the buyers bought. So because the buyers bought, the market is supposed to go back, hit that swing high, or even break that high, and then to take pullback. So it's a healthy business, right? If someone invests something, buy something, he want to take the profit, right? And if the market come to lower price, ready to buy again to the previous swing high or swing low, that's a healthy trend. So in a healthy trend, it should be going in that direction. That is a healthy move. What is an unhealthy move? There is no pullback. So if you ask a question that, okay, the market is moving in one direction, either bullish or bearish, but no one is taking profit. Why? They want to invest without profit taking, just buying and buying. Doesn't make sense, right? That is a false break move, down or break down. That is the move that basically happening to return back. Rather than pull back, it's gonna go back again to the original direction. That's why when you see that one single move means that there's no pullback in that market. And this move, if it comes, that's why one single candle with a bigger ATR or multiple candles without pullback. Alice from Nigeria, how to know how to invest. Welcome. Here we are learning to trade to become a better trader. You can join the Telegram. You can find link below this video, or also you can see the link on the chat, where also you will be accessing many of the education exclusive posts, daily trade analysis that are being posted every single day. All right, now here is where you can see gold and euro dollar. Both of them, as we discussed, is coming back to that support level here, and it's approaching that key level that we discussed. It's nearly to that level. So as we discuss euro dollar, we can see there is a one single move back below here, and it has just hit that key level from here. looking for euro dollar buy, and this is short-term bullish trade as we discussed. So with 12 pip stop loss, TP target to that level on euro dollar, and the entry by market stop loss at 1.16.84. Only 12 pip stop loss here. While also gold slowly building that pressure back below, we are on euro dollar trade, and as the market has touched that 4-hour low, expecting another potential bounce back to the upside to the major direction of the trend. And this is short-term bullish entry. As we discussed, we see there is one single move back below to this key level of support, and we have only 12 pip stop loss in this trade. Would like to catch to around also 15 to 20 pip or even less. That's okay as long as we see the market is in our favor. That expecting as the market tested this support level here on euro dollar. And I'll be readjusting the gold levels. Again, we see that gold also started to move back below while we are holding on to the euro dollar trade. If you look at the 4-hour, also gold coming to that 4-hour support level, which is an important support, back to back to support level on gold. Also the 4-hour 10 EMA. So on gold, if the market also directly break below here to this support level, we'll be looking for an entry in this market. So we are on a euro dollar trade, and euro dollar, my entry here is 1.16986, stop loss at 1.16846, and TP target at 1.1755. We see some bounce back to the upside on euro dollar. So euro dollar, we can see the market has dropped to that daily support level here after this move, and expecting potentially another move back to the upside. This is the 15 minutes price action and the 5 minutes price action. Here there's a crossover also, 10 and 20 EMA. Jonathan, can I trade with $3? Yeah, why not? You can trade even if, as long as your lot is supporting. Good morning. Friday was crazy for gold. Wonder how dust settled today and coming days. Yep. Yeah, dust is settling. We see the market. There was a pretty big move on Friday, and we can see the price now creating smaller false breakout for potential entry. So we're waiting to see. And here is we can see the reflection on euro dollar as well. Would like to see that euro dollar also started to show that move. And welcome. So join the Telegram link you can find in the live chat, where you can see regular updates, education, as well as analysis that being posted every day. Here's the candle close here on the 1 hour with a bearish engulfer. Now the question is how much move that we can expect here. Gold started to drop back below here, and if the gold is coming to, as I mentioned earlier, 3359 3360 level, below this level we can look for possible entry after one single move is needed for us to look for an entry on gold. Welcome to this live session. We are running euro dollar trade, expecting a potential move back to the upside here for another potential bounce. And okay, so euro dollar started to push back here, which is in the direction as expected. And as there is a break of structure on the lower time frame, the 1 hour here as well, there is a the market has broken back to the support level. And it's currently on the upside move from the entry. Now 15 minutes, would like to close that is with a bigger bullish move. Okay, it's moving in that direction, and anytime if I do any update with the trade, I will let you know, guys. So let's try to catch that move here on euro dollar. The market is moving in the direction as expected. In euro dollar, 6 pip is at the moment running in. Market is moving in that direction at the moment and expecting it to continue to rise back to the upside with that move that you can see. And this trade euro dollar, we are currently having to get to that 7 pip up. So 15 minutes perspective, the market also 15 minutes candle closing, and as with this move here, Look at the 1 minute. There is still probability for another drop, and will not let this drop to take our trade out here on euro dollar, and let it bounce again. As soon as it will bounce, you will be taking the trade from the market. Let's push it a little further to the upside here before the candle close on the 15 minutes. I'm still running in, and 7.5 pip move. Okay, so I'm going to take this trade out of the market, closing the trade. We'll be explaining later the reason for the trade, and also reason for taking the profit with this trade. Now, if we look at the 1 hour, I'm out with the trade, and now the reason I am out with the trade, there is a possibility for, if you look at the 1 hour here, that's where you can see there is a 1 hour 20 EMA here, and the market is still can continue to rise back to the upside, but we see the price didn't test the 1 hour 20 EMA, so there is a possibility for another retest. So we are out with the trade. The reason is we would like to re-enter again as soon as the market come back here for another test. So it's a starting of the trade, starting of the week with a move, and as we discussed in the beginning of the session, that once the market move with one single impulsive move, there is a possibility for a return here. And that return that you can see is slowly trying to build the pressure back to the upside, and lower time frame also you can see after break of this support, the market slowly moving back to the upside. Now, for us to find another entry on euro dollar, we will be looking for high probability zone as soon as it appears here. At the moment I'm with the trade, it's just breakfast of the starting of the week. Now, looking at gold, what's happening on gold is that this market, if you look at the 4 hour, it's approaching that 4 hour support like the euro dollar. Now on gold, it's on a very important support level, and on gold the probability for bouncing back is higher as soon as we see in the same way the market is the 4 hour support. 3359.80, 3359 is an important support level here on gold, and that's what we're looking at. Would like to see that this move on 15 minutes coming here. That's where I'm going to enter. This is the plan for gold here. As soon as we see that 15 minutes move has broken this today's low, which is also crossing the 1 hour 20 EMA, an entry zone here for us to look for possible buy opportunity on gold. I hope that, guys, you are enjoying this live session. Make sure you give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. As quality is more important than quantity, every aspect of trading, and that's what we're looking at, because we want to keep the winning streak is much more than the losing. Past week you guys have seen that in a row, quite a few, but one losing trade Friday. That's, we can accept that fact that we have quite a few wins, just one single lose. That's okay. We do risk management each trade, and we had a very high win rate starting the week with another win. And as we say that we do, you guys have seen, we discuss about the euro dollar for potential move, and euro dollar did that, and we have taken the trade. Now, understanding the education behind the trade is important. You see that this move, one single move back to this support level, has got that price back to that level. Now on gold, in the same kind of price action, you want to see that the market has come back to that support level with this one single drop to give us that entry opportunity for the upcoming session. If we look at the calendar for today, what we can expect in the market, let's look at. Now this week coming up on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, pretty big day for news. But including this today and tomorrow, also very important, because first day of trading week today, secondly end of the month. End of the month is pretty volatile, crazy, and that's what we need to look at to see the market is trending. So we are trading. When the market is trending, we are trading. We would like to see the market is trending for trading. That's the key here. We are trend trader. Are you guys trend trader? And when you're a trend trader, we wait for the trend. The market trends 30% of the time. 70% of the time, the market moves in a sideway. And that's why patience is the number one quality for each trader to develop, to become better as a trader. Because when you are patient, you know that when to enter, and it's also a mindset, a trading psychology that you must develop to become better trader. You might say, okay, what's the reward of being patient as a trader? Freedom, right? On the other side of the patience is freedom. Being a trader means freedom. Every move to take, combining all those trades together, becoming a better trader. With that being said, we are starting the day, and there is another session coming up later. And I would like to see you there, guys, again, together trading live. In the next session, in just a matter of 3.5 hours, also there will be analysis in the middle. Observation of the market, education, and I would highly encourage you to watch that analysis. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for all the education analysis that I am posting every day. Thank you, and I'll see you again very soon with another live, just in matter of 3.5 hours NY session. We'll be there trading together. Until that, stay well, stay happy. And I hope all the answers, the question I have answered. How can you help me to grow my account? Jonathan, how can you help me? Yes, this is what we are doing. We are growing account. We are learning. We are trading. If you guys want help on growing the account, also you can join the premium group where I'm trading with hundreds of members every day. I do share all my trade, all my strategies. And if you want to know more about the premium group, join the free group here on the free Telegram, where you can see educational posts as well as regular updates that I'm posting every day to learn and to grow as a trader. Thank you, and I'll see you very soon. Until that, stay well, stay happy.